is playing today isn't that dissimilar to the 11 that beat the UAE 2 years ago. Whereas I'm guessing that game, the famous game up at the Mulpani Cricket Ground, the UAE side was probably, 5 of the same 11? If that?
Yeah, Mohammad Wasim, Junaid Siddiq, Alishan Sharaf, who was also probably the...
Might only be 3 or 4. Oh, that's a glorious shot. Gives himself the room and exploits the offside again. A lovely shuffle from Asif Sheikh and a full flourish and extension of the arms. 4 more.
We can see the elegance of Asif Sheikh. Just puts his front leg away from the stumps and played it on the up. In between the fielders of mid-off and extra cover. It's a decent start for Nepal, 32, without a wicket in the 5th over.
Goes again and gets a good piece again. This is outstanding batting. These two have assessed the conditions and, well, it's going to fly all the way. Monstrous hits. And just a little bit of width on offer, and maybe it should have been Sadiq bowling this one rather than Mohammad Rohid.
It's very difficult to say which one was better. The first one was played it on the up. The second one also played it on the up. The result, 2 runs more, a 6. Back-to-back boundaries, a 4 and a 6 for Asif Sheikh. Nepal moving along very nicely.
Yeah, maybe the first time that Nepal have started brightly. They've had a few inauspicious starts, a few difficult starts. They've dominated this power play, and the fact that the UAE are wicketless is a real boost and bonus alongside that run rate. Gonna dash a quick single. That's good batting, isn't it? Gets one bad ball, one really good shot, and then follows it up with a single. So just looking back now with the information in front of us, I think for Nepal, it's 8 of the same 11. No Bibek Yadav, we wish him well in his recovery. No Karen KC, but he is in the squad. And no Abanesh Bahara, who for the moment isn't in the mix, the death bowling specialist. So 2 years on, 8 of the same 11, 9 in the squad. For the UAE, it's a completely different picture. The only players retained, Mohammad Wasim, Alishan Sharafu, and Junaid Siddiq, 3 of the 11. And that's actually 3 of the 11 in the squad, because Khalid Shah, the left-hander, not here. Virti Aravind not here. Asif Khan not here. Ali Nazir, probably most surprisingly, have missed a 4th. Basil Hamid was playing, so there is a 4th. Ayan Afzal Khan not in the squad. No Nalanch Keshwani. And also no Zohor Khan, who, I don't think he's officially retired, but the 36-year-old hasn't been in the mix for a little bit, despite playing over 100 times for his country. End of the 5th, 40 for none. Big turnover, isn't there, in terms of the playing base? But that, I suppose, shows the depth that the UAE have and the rich variety of options that Lalchan Rajput, the head coach from India, former Zimbabwe head coach, can pick from.
UAE, they have the strength, the bench strength that we call. It's very difficult to say. Only 4 players in the squad from 2 years ago, all newcomers, but very effective.
Yeah, incredible. And Hyder Ali, for example, has been a big find. And he'd probably slot into any associate side. But there are a few selections there that, you know, Virti Aravind was the top scorer that day. He made 64 off 51. I think the world of Ali Nazir as a cricketer. We know what Asif Khan can do. He was doing it a month ago against Pakistan and Bangladesh in the Tri-Series. Ayan Afzal Khan's probably the big surprise for me. Not just his bowling, but his batting and his fielding as well. Nalanch Keshwani probably been pushed out by Hyder Ali, fair enough, and Zohor Khan maybe a little older, but yeah, so I guess it would be a very difficult squad and 11 to pick each time for the UAE, and that as a consequence makes it a bit more difficult to have that consistency. Nepal have probably much more familiarity with the playing group that are there or thereabouts. Now this floods into the pad. It looks pretty good. No, says the umpire. Now what's this missing? Was it just angling down a bit of height, Paresh?
Might be slipping down the leg side.
Oh. That looked really close, didn't it? Rashid Riaz was unmoved. Maybe height and the bounce a factor. Hyder Ali was convinced. Bertel, a little lucky to get away with that one. How often do we see that just after a chance? A little bit of punishment. Won't be the boundary that it could have been. Good diving stop keeps it to a single.
This is turning out to be a very good over by Hyder Ali. 3 dot balls in the first 3 balls and a single. This is, mind you, the last over of the power play.
Yeah, and that's where the change of approach will have to come. Wonder will Stuart Law be having a think about his order? Will he stick with Rohit Powdell? It's been a little while since we've seen such a stable start at the top. Beautiful, really elegantly played. Great execution of a difficult stroke from Asif Sheikh. Will get a boundary, just one bounce and races for 4.
Classy shot by Asif Sheikh. Again, inside out, hitting it wide off, long off. These shots are pretty hard to play.
He's at 3 beautiful boundaries now, isn't he? 2 off Rohid and that one off Ali. For me, was the pick of the bunch. Never tried to overhit, held his shape. And because you're in essence forcing against your body weight there, it's a very difficult shot to play. Can't beat the infield this time though, so misses out a little bit. Well, you wanted 40 odd for none, Paresh. It's what you've got. 45 for none the score after 6. Yeah, former Nepal captain and opening batter Paresh Lahani alongside me, Andrew Leonard. Great to have your company. We'll see the best of the power play highlights. No wickets in here, but plenty of good strokes on offer and some sensible batting from Nepal.
Apart from that ramp shot, Kushal Bhurtel predetermined with that shot. Played 2 beautiful shots, and talking about Asif Sheikh, the elegance that he shows while batting, that is very pleasing to the eyes, giving a room to the left arm orthodox and hitting him over extra cover.
So now it will be Junaid Sadiq, maybe a recognition of the misstep from the captain, Mohammad Uzaim. He'll go with his premier bowler now in the 7th. The exception of that LBW appeal, no real chances for the UAE, and Nepal have started to find their batting groove. Not really the case in the first 2 games.
Kushal Bhurtel very cautious. Asif Sheikh, the elegance that he has, played very good shots over extra cover, giving himself room. The 6 that he hit off Mohammad Rohid, excellent shot.
Schedule is a tough one, isn't it, Paresh? All of these sides at some points will have to play multiple games in multiple days, or consecutive days if you will. The 3 highest ranked seeds, Nepal, the UAE and Oman, had the benefit of not having to do that during the initial group stages, but now in the Super 6s, all 3 of them will have to do it today and tomorrow, so they're kind of getting a taste of the medicine of the other sides. So tomorrow we will see just the 2 games in action, no morning match. Oman versus UAE at 2:30 p.m. and then it'll be you and I for Nepal versus Qatar, Paresh, at 7 p.m. Qatar have looked like a threatening side, haven't they, throughout this competition?
They were at the good stage while playing against Oman in the other ground. They were chasing 170 odd. They were 74 for 2 in the 9th over.
Probably just let Oman get a few too many runs, didn't they? Sort of 155, 160 you felt would have been very much within their compass, but they came up about 20 runs short. We'll get you the points table at the end of this over. And that one's driven, and Bertel still wants the single. Junaid Sadiq not happy. Often he has a bit of that white line fever, doesn't he, when he gets out to the playing surface. I'm not sure what the mid-off fielder could have done here.
Hit it straight by Kushal Burtel.
I'm really not sure. And it's the captain as well. What could Mohamed Wasim have done to prevent that single?
Nothing.
Oh, you have to love it. Doesn't matter who the player is, even the captain. What are you doing, Wasim? Yeah, very harsh. Remember, the top 3 sides will qualify for next year in India and Sri Lanka. Definitely a little bit of extra spice on this match, just given the big rivalry between these two teams, but also the fact that it was Nepal that beat the UAE in the semi-final last time round to knock the UAE out of contention for USA. And the West Indies in 2024. It was a ruthless format, that one as well, because UAE won all their group games, lost the crucial semi-final, and with it went the World Cup dreams, which was the exact same format that Nepal suffered the fate from here at this venue back in 2021 for the 2022 World Cup.
In 2023 qualifiers, Asia qualifiers, that was, Nepal lost 1 game in the group stages against Oman and played semi-final against UAE at Mulpani and won that, went to the final and qualified.
Yeah, and actually they lost that final, didn't they, to Oman via super over. What a game that was. Good over this one from Sadiq, and an excellent diving stop. Just finding something to work with there, the UAE. As a tight over from Sadiq keeps it to 4 runs. But Nepal will be pleased with their position. It's 49 for none. Here's the points table. A reminder, you only carry through the result from the group stages against the team you qualified with. Therefore, with Oman qualifying from the same group as Samoa, they had 2 points, Samoa didn't. Nepal qualifying from the same group as Japan, they have 2 points, and Japan didn't. And finally the UAE qualified from the same group as Qatar, they have 2 points, and Qatar didn't. And then add in this morning's result with Oman beating Qatar, it means Oman sitting pretty at the top of the table. There's a whole host of permutations. 4 wins definitely qualifies you for the World Cup, as does 5, of course. 3, you'll be in a good position, particularly with a good net run rate. There are some scenarios where if 2 sides kind of run away with it, a whole host of others could be tied on 2 wins apiece and actually get in with 2 wins and a good net run rate. So it's a strange one. You could win 2 games and qualify, or you could win 3 games and not, depending upon exactly how all the games go. You sense that for both Japan and Samoa this evening, for them to harbour realistic top 3 ambitions, they'll need to win tonight. That's a huge game for the 2 AAP sides that are left in the competition. As Harshit Kaushik will offer the other spin option. They'll hold back the off breaks of Dhruv Parashar. Do you feel it's must-win territory for the 2 AAP teams tonight? They've both been very impressive.
Especially Japan, they've been very impressive. They played very well against Kuwait, winning that game, and they were excellent against Nepal as well. 50 is up.
They probably, for the first 12 overs of that game against Nepal, they were favourites. An amazing position, 97 for 1. It took a miraculous fight back. Nepal bowled averagely, but Japan were just excellent. Slog sweep comes out and gets a good piece and gets it all the way for 6. That's a fine shot from Kushal Bertel.
Going down on one knee, hits it in front of the square on the on